Her younger girls, aged 5 and 6, are just about as healthy as any regular child in Singapore. Her eldest daughter, Adelyn, however, is not as fortunate. Adelyn was born with Peter's anomaly, a condition that affects her vision. Adelyn is not able to perceive things normally, like all other healthy children. The emergence of a breakthrough form of surgery promises the hope of restoring Adelyn's sight. Will Mary be able to raise the funds in time for her daughter? Eleven-year-old Adelyn was born with a condition called Peter's anomaly. Peter's anomaly is an eye defect that causes the cornea to have a hazy appearance. The person suffering from Peter's anomaly will have her vision severely affected.
When she was born in a hospital, I did not realize anything because most of the time she was sleeping. When we went home after discharge, I still not aware of it until when I brought her to see the pediatric. Okay, the doctor said that there's something wrong with the eyes, so we need to go and see an eye specialist. When she was up to 4th month, we came across another doctor from this SNEC, and this doctor, after examining her, and told us that she suffered from this eye disease called Peter anomaly. And that's, at the point of time, she's just the second case in Singapore.
Ever since Adelyn turned 1, she has had 4 cornea transplants in 3 years. None was successful.
She did a transplant, first time transplant, when she was about 8 months. After she did the transplant, it goes well for a couple of months until one day she actually had this high fever, and that caused the eye infection. I was told by the doctor that it's actually called rejection, that the body cannot accept this cornea. I do feel upset, but I've still got hope on that. I still feel that as long as I'm willing to send her for another transplant, there's still hope on her. So I didn't really feel very upset over the whole thing. I still feel that there is still hope for her.
Adelyn is only able to see shades of light and shadows. This made it very difficult for her as a young child to accomplish the simplest of things.
I'm able to see mostly lights, colors, and shadows. But if you give me a picture, I might be able to see the shapes and colors of the picture if I look very carefully. But if it's too small, I won't be able to see at all. For instance, brushing my teeth, right? She let me hold the toothbrush and guide me to learn how to brush the teeth myself. After a year or so, I got it. So I did it myself since 7 years old.
In order to take care of her daughter, Mary quit her job and spent the first 5 years teaching Adelyn to manage her daily life.
I learned together with her by touching, by feeling, and by listening. And of course, it took up a lot of times, and as such, I'm not been working. Ever since the day she was born, I'm not working. I just feel that she should be learning something, even just feeling a shape. How's the apple look like? How's an orange feel like? That kind of thing. I just feel that she got to learn by feeling. I do not know whether it's a correct method, but I just wanted her to feel and learn something throughout her own ability.
When Adelyn turned 5, Mary sent her to Lighthouse School, a school that provides specialized education to visually impaired children.
Her second sister actually was just born, just a few months old. Actually, every day I push the sister in a pram with all the necessary things that I need, like diapers, milk, porridge, everything. Just put in a pram and wait for her for 4 hours in the school to also assure Adelyn that mommy is around, don't worry. I can feel that she is more happy over there because all the children there majority are all with vision problem, and the parents over there are also, because of the children are over there with special needs. So we actually see each other in an equal manner. We are all parents of special needs child. We don't have the kind of look down on each other, the kind of thing. In fact, that we share our experience over there.
Adelyn now receives mainstream education and is in primary 5.
To tell the truth, I like English because of the books we can read. My classmates are very helpful at sometimes. Like, for example, I draw a piece of paper, even if they're doing work, they'll like bend down and try to help me. Unless they're very busy, then they'll explain that they can't help me at this moment because they're very busy.
When she was going to primary 3, so she first time in touch with science, I feel there's another obstacle. It might be a obstacle for her to learn, because science is something that you really need a lot of understanding, a lot of experiment, the kind of things. I feel you can't do it. You feel also doesn't matter, as long as you're learning something. You take your own time, you learn, it's okay. But it just turned out she can do it very well.
After classes end every day, Adelyn takes the school bus to the student care centre where Mary works, and she and her mother would return home together.
Taking care of a child with special needs and visual disability takes a lot of dedication, patience, perseverance. I think the first thing is that if disability is something that can be treated, for instance, when you first detect it when it's born, certainly the caregiver should try and seek treatment to try and cure the condition. Hopefully this can end up with a good result. Since the first corneal transplant was done when she was under 1 year of age, and the grafts failed all within a year, and for the past 10 years she's essentially been blind. It can be very stressful for a child, because these children, although they can't see, they know that they may not be normal. Alright, so I think the challenge is to try and let these children lead fairly normal lives, as normal lives as they can be. And this is important not just in terms of their physical and mental development, but also their emotional and psychological development.
Robbed of her vision at birth, Adelyn was gifted with other talents, which we will find out shortly. Thirty-nine-year-old Mary Lynn has an 11-year-old daughter, Adelyn, who was born with Peter's anomaly. The condition renders her almost completely devoid of sight, picking up only swirls of light and shadow.
It is a very serious developmental abnormality involving the front part of her eye. The front part of the eye consists of the cornea, which is the central clear area. Behind that is the iris, the brown part of the eye, and then behind that is your lens. In patients with Peter's anomaly, the cornea is usually hazy, so it's cloudy, it's opaque, and a lot of times there may be adhesions of the iris to the cornea, and the lens may be associated with the cataract as well, so it may be cloudy as well. And many times these patients also have glaucoma, and glaucoma is a condition where the pressure in the eye is high, and this can result in nerve damage.
Aside from taking care of 2 other younger daughters, Mary is also a single mother with a full-time job at a student care centre.
Usually I will wake up around 5:30 a.m. because Adelyn's school bus actually comes at 6:30. She had to be there to wait for the school bus by 6:30. And this girl take longer time to do things like shower and brush teeth. So normally I give her 1 hour, about 45 minutes before that. I'll wake up 5:30 to get ready for her lunch, pour water bottle, everything. About 5:45, then I will wake her up to go and do your usual wash up before you go to school. I prepare, and then after when she wake up, and I will go and prepare her breakfast, then let her eat. Then 6:30, then I send her off. And after that, come up and wake the other two up and send them go to school, then go to work.
If it's one thing a mother takes comfort in, it's when her child excels in something she enjoys doing. It seems Adelyn has quite the musical streak.
I really enjoy playing music. When I play music, I'm really concentrating on what I'm playing. I do not want to make a mistake and then the music all goes very, very odd.
Adelyn is a very cheerful and inquisitive student. She is very serious and interested in music. So every time when she enters the classroom, she'll start playing a repertoire of pieces that she knows and she likes. And then when I teach her, she always gives her input and also, discuss with me how she can play better. In the beginning, when I first started to teach her, we learned by patterns. That means certain groups of notes in a certain pattern. But as she progresses to a higher grade, it is impossible to form so many patterns. So what we did was, I would play a short phrase for her, and by her hearing, she'll be able to play it out, and then we learn bit by bit in this way, and she has to memorize the pieces.
Despite her disability, Adelyn has progressed to grade 5 in her piano studies. She is also learning to play other musical instruments, like the guitar and the violin.
She always got this thinking that, what is a ballet? I really can't explain in words what is a ballet. It's something that, again, is as true as experience. You got to try out. And she comes to the opportunity, someone that actually offer her with this lesson, free lesson. I brought her there once a week. Traveling time from here to Parkway is about 2 hours, with my girls holding hand, taking bus, change to MRT and change to bus again. About 2 hours journey there, and for a half an hour lesson. Although it's very tiring, but I can see that she enjoys what she's doing. In fact, that during the half an hour's lesson, she was very, very time conscious and kept asking the teachers over there, how long do I still left? 10 minutes, no? She appreciates the time, and I feel that my effort actually worth it. This girl, in fact, she's interested in everything around her, because you can see, so anything you tell her, she's curious. So over all these years, I've been looking around, surfing the nets, do a lot of research, and all kinds of methods that I'm trying to look, but doesn't seem one that's suitable until I read the one that the Dr. Leonard An had done. I spoke to him, and he told us that yes, it could be done. It could be done, but that this cost is about quite high. It's beyond my ability. Okay, then I'm start to think, what can I do? Until one day she is playing the piano again. Now it come across my mind. Can I actually record her own pieces and make into an album, and I sell it and raise fund. At the beginning of this year, Adelyn went for a dinner organized by this Standard Chartered Bank. She was talking to another person, the staff of the Standard Chartered, and I told the person that my mommy is sending me for operation, but my mommy do not know when because she got no money. And then this staff was actually very kind. She got the contact through the school, through Adelyn Lighthouse School, and contacted me. And the first sentence she asked me is, do you need help? And it's so coincident that she told me that her husband is a musician too, and he had a contact for those studios, even duplicate of the CD. We can do it on our own, which can cut down the cost. And we managed to raise more than 80,000. In fact, I got an excess of 2,000, and I had, as I promised the other time when we go to the newspaper, I promised them if I have access, I would donate out the access to help the needies. Yeah, in fact, 3 days back, I actually donated out the amount to the 2 needies family.
Adelyn is scheduled for a cornea transplant in the upcoming weeks. However, this procedure is costly, and it's not something that Mary can easily afford. If the cornea transplant is successful, Adelyn may just get a chance to see the world around her. For now, all Mary can do is to wait and hope for the best. Eleven-year-old Adelyn Coe is scheduled to undergo a cornea transplant surgery with Dr. Leonard Arm. If successful, the surgery could help to restore up to 30% of Adelyn's eyesight.
I wish that this surgery will be successful and that I'll be brave enough to go for it, because now at this very moment I'm really scared of it, because I'm not so sure what will happen after the surgery, and very funny, I'm scared of the word operation itself.
Dr. Leonard Arm is no stranger to such complex and groundbreaking surgeries. Recipient of the Singapore Clinician Investigator Award 2010, Dr. Arm is constantly exploring new forms of treatment and pushing the boundaries of medical possibilities.
In Adelyn's case, the mother heard about a new procedure that I performed called the artificial cornea transplant, or the Boston keratoprosthesis, where I helped to save the sight and restore the vision of patients who have been blind for many years. So the important things about the artificial cornea transplant versus a human transplant is that because it's made of a very biocompatible material, it doesn't eject. And so patients have a higher chance of being able to have long-term restoration of vision. Adelyn has been born with opaque cornea, and she's never been able to see since birth because the 4 previous cornea transplants that she has undergone have all failed. She will not be able to see like a normal person, and that's not possible because she's not seen for the past 11 years. But if she can be more independent in her daily activities, if she's able to eat, wear her clothes, maybe read a little bit, walk around independently, this is a huge improvement over her current lifestyle. And certainly it will be a great relief for her parents as well. Adelyn is a very intelligent, confident young girl, and during my conversations with her, I think she's very motivated for the surgery to be successful. So I think she'll be very compliant with the medication and the aftercare. As for Mary, she's also a very determined lady. I find her to be very resourceful. I can see in her the determination and the perseverance and the patience, because you really need a lot of this to be able to take care of her child. Just after any major surgery to any part of the body, there will be some degree of inflammation, the wound needs time to heal, so there will be some discomfort. But I believe that the discomfort will be tolerable for Adelyn. She may not even need to use painkillers.
I'm excited because I'm very happy. I had 4 transplants before this, and none of them were successful. So I hope this one will. Hello.
I've also explained that how well she recovers really depends on what her nerve function is. And so I think she's also mentally prepared for that. When I saw Adelyn, she was very comfortable and she's doing very well. Her eyes are not inflamed. There is no evidence of infection or inflammation. The eye pressure is good. And the artificial cornea that she has is very stable. She's doing very well. And we want to train this eye to see as best as she can. And I think we are hopeful that maybe she can achieve 20 to 30% of her vision.
I'm very happy with the result. And comparing to last time, she now can see better. If they see that somebody in front of her, she can immediately tell that there's somebody. Comparing to that, last time she can't do that at all. In fact, I feel that it's very worth it. And for the past years, everything that I've done, including the race fund of it, including arranging and decision for her to go for this surgery, I feel that it's a very worth of making such decision and effort. We are actually planning for the next operation. It should be somewhere in the June holiday, school holiday. Yeah, it's much more easier for her because she no need to go to school.
I felt happy, excited, that kind of feeling like somebody had stuck a blindfold on your eyes for let's say 20 years, ever since you were the age of 1 year old, let's say. And then finally someone take it off for you because it's been glued there, you're not so sure how to take it off. Even though I was very scared before the surgery, I decided to move on, and it was worth it.
A lot can be learned from Adelyn's this sense of determination and this fighter spirit. She always has a very positive outlook on life.
I would like to thank my mother for all this because without her encouragement, I think I would not be brave enough to go for this operation, even if we got the money. If there are other children who cannot see like me and they feel like giving up hope that there might be any cure for their situation, I will tell them do not give up hope that easily, because who knows that one day there will be a cure for your situation and you'll be able to see again.